Yes, I know. It's been a little while. I do apologise for that. I've been a very busy boy, and in some cases, an unlucky boy too. You don't really need to hear all of it, but this week alone, flat tire, phone had a nice trip in the washing machine. The phone I used to make these bloody videos, so it had a drying out process to go through, and I knocked myself out on the toilet. Yep, it's true. You're watching reviews from a guy who has toilet accidents. Look at that. How do I do that? How did I do that? Upset tummy, something shit I ate. Alright, I'm on the toilet doing my business. Relax, I'm not going to get too descriptive here. And I'm leaning forward, I'm rubbing my belly, I'm like, oh man, just kind of rocking like this. Oh shit. And rock too much. Land flat on my fucking face. There's a little sore on my nose here. You might see that, you might not. And there you go. I got a shiner out of it too. Is it wise putting this on video? Probably not, but I figure in the era in which we live, you all might need a bit of cheering up. So, a little string of bad luck in the last few days. And just busy in life in general, so haven't been able to dedicate time to do a movie review. But here I am, with a movie review. It's a late one. It is 74 years old, so that's how late my review is. And it's for The Strange Love of Martha Ivers. So The Strange Love of Martha Ivers stars Barbara Stanwyck as Martha Ivers, Van Heflin as Sam Masterson. We've got Kirk Douglas, a little known actor named Kirk Douglas, playing Walter. And we also have Elizabeth Scott as Tony. So they're basically the four main characters of the movie. There are a few other characters here and there, but they're the only ones you really need to focus on. So it came out in 1946. It's a crime noir sort of thriller. There's no real upping of tension or anything like that. It's more of a character piece. So what happens is, when they were young, Sam and Martha decide to run away in a train car in the 20s. They get caught. Martha's brought back to her mean aunt. She's a bit cruel, but she's rich and wields her power to kind of dominate people. Anyway, due to some circumstances, Martha ends up killing her aunt, and it's witnessed by her friend, Walter. Wow, I gotta remember actors' names and character names. Wow, I've been away from this for too long. So Walter witnesses it, and they get their story straight, and Sam's nowhere to be found. So you never know if he saw it or he didn't. And there you go. The plot kicks in after 20 minutes of that. The plot kicks in the 40s, well, present day for when the movie came out. And it's mostly about Sam, who's back in town for some reason, and just looking for a good score. He's a gambler, and he does this thing with his hands. He puts a coin on it and stuff. It looks pretty cool. Apparently, Van Heflin learned that for the movie, and it's fine. He befriends this woman named Tony. Tony has two purposes in the movie: to be a reason that Walter and Martha can fuck with him, and also as a backup love interest, because a lot of these movies need to have their happy endings. So you wonder why, like, Tony keeps being in the movie. She's a good character and all, but she doesn't seem to fit in with the rest of the movie. Well, it's to fit in with the happy ending at the end, because even though Sam pursues both the woman he ran from because, of shenanigans back in the 20s, and he kind of pursues her. They get to flirting and kissing and stuff like that, and there's just a kind of a love. He's in a love triangle, and Martha's married to Walter. It feels a little weird. Kirk Douglas is fantastic, by the way, as Walter. He's usually known for playing tough guys. He's a big wimp in this one. As the thriller goes, it's more of a character piece because Walter and Martha, who are married and, you know, were involved in a murder when they were very young, they think Sam's here to blackmail them. So Martha wants to convince him to stay and be with her. Uh, we'll give you part of the fortune and all this kind of shit. And Walter just wants him to leave, and won't get his hands dirty, but he'll do things so other people get their hands dirty to kind of get him out of town. It's an alright movie. It's what keeps you watching it are the performances, and the story's not bad either. It's just too long. It's too long. At some point, I was just like, I'm enjoying this, but it's a little drawn out. I'm ready for the final act. And the final act happens, and it's what you expect. Yes, there's a happy part of the ending, but it's a crime noir, so there's some tragic shit that happens too. It's fine. I think if I had seen this when it came out, which we both know is impossible, maybe I would have liked it more, but decades and decades of thrillers and shit kind of make this one feel a little bit dated and stuff like that. Also, if you're offended by old-timey movies, how they feature life back then, which may have been a bit backwards and stuff like that, maybe it's not for you. If that kind of stuff bothers you, if you can just flick a switch in your brain going, all right, this is how life is like, okay. But, there is a bit of light, casual misogyny and stuff like that. So just be aware. A lot of old movies do have that kind of thing. But nothing that really will ruin the movie and take you out of the story. Now, you might get caught up in this and might not feel it was drawn out the way I did, but I kind of felt its length. I don't care how long your movie is. I don't want to be reminded of that, though. I don't want to be reminded that your movie was long. I don't want to be reminded that because it just sets in some boredom and some tedium. Other than that, it's perfectly fine. I can see why people come back to this. For me, though, is it a lost classic? Maybe for some people. For me, it's just another old movie, and it's a fine one at that. 6 out of 10. I'll put the link down below. It's in the public domain. You can watch it on YouTube. I'd recommend it. Hour and 54 minutes. You can do better or worse. It'll kill some time. That's why I recommend it. And a lot of people need some time killing right now. So that's about it for this late review. Sorry it took so long, guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Oh, I think I'm going for a trip down to 1994 with another kind of crime, action-y kind of movie. I'll see you then. Okay. There you go. You were alright. You passed the time. Cheers.